Hello, learners. Welcome back to our English lessons presented by Memeli Chuti. We are still on a revision series for class of 2025 final examination, and now we are going to look into visual literacy. Again, I've done a number of activities, a number of uploads pertaining to analysis of adverts, analysis of cartoon. This is merely a revision, okay? And I'm just going to caution you on questions that you are not interpreting them correctly. Secondly, the questions that you are not answering them correctly. But to beef up your knowledge or to strengthen or to deepen your insight, please revisit my previous uploads. Go to the playlist on my channel. There's a playlist for paper 1. There's a playlist for language as well, where you can still go to look into other different forms of adverts and cartoons that I have already discussed. Right, now again, as I've said with, I've almost said with comprehension, but I meant with summary. In my view, this is a collectible mark type of a question. The only thing that is missing in our candidates is the correct techniques of interpreting and responding to visual literacy questions. Why do I say it's a collectible mark? Because the information that you need to respond to questions, it's in the question paper itself. We are looking into it. Remember, in an advert, we are studying the brain behind an advertiser. What are those unique techniques that the advertiser has used to lure you in or to win the target market? That is basically what you are doing when you analyze an advert. You are analyzing the techniques, methodologies that the advertiser has used to grab the reader's attention and ultimately to win over the interest of the set target audience. Now, the first thing that you need to do, grade 12s, refrain from rushing to the questions without analyzing the advert. Once you learn to analyze the advert, you then realize that if you have done justice to the analysis part, then the answering aspect of it all becomes literally a walk on a park for you, because from the analysis, you'll be able to deduce the correct answers. The first thing that you need to look into and be mindful of is all the details included in an advert are important, no matter how small the detail may be. So you closely study the advert and all the elements and details that are included in there, so that in the end of the day, you are able to establish what is being advertised. How is it advertised? Meaning that in grade 12, you must be in a position to outline the advertisement techniques, such as font size, bolded words, the use of an image, persuasive language, emotive language, and so forth, in order to grab the reader's attention and or the audience attention. Now, the first thing that you look here is the landmark, the name landmark, and the headline, we serve only the best. And we serve is bolded, only the best, again, it's how it's bolded. And then you go down again to say, okay, this is a couch, but interestingly enough, it's served sort of as a plate of delicious food on a tray. And then we've got a hand of a chef, a hand of a servant, more like a chef with a cloth. And it says world-class home and office furniture at never before rates with an exclamation mark. Again, it says landmark furniture palace, and then near, this is the address, and then we have telephone numbers, and then we've got inclusion of other brands here. Right, and then now you go back to the advert itself. Whenever you read the headline, this is the headline, right? And then you must also read the message. At this point in time, at this grade, you must be able to establish the form or level of language used here. World class, what does it mean? Right? You must pay specific attention to vocabulary, diction, and the meaning behind the diction used there to say world class. For an example, when you think of the phrase rather world class, it may refers to something or someone that is exceptionally good, right? Which can, outside this world, it means something that is exceptionally, or let me just use a, right, and something that is exceptionally good. So world-class home and office furniture. So remember, at the end of the day, you must establish the product that is being advertised here so that you know what is being advertised. So it's furniture, but now not any kind of furniture, but this is a home and office furniture that is of world class, meaning that it's exceptional and of a good, it's something that is exceptional and good, good quality, and or you can even go further to say of the highest quality. Remember, the purpose of an advert is to grab your attention and to convince you to buy the advertised product. So the form of language that is used here is what you call persuasive language. In my previous adverts, I did distinguish between persuasive and emotive language. Emotive language and persuasive are mostly used in advertisement, where emotive language, it will be any language that evokes emotions, words such as care, love, and so forth. But this becomes persuasive because indeed it sort of exaggerate how exceptional the furniture is. And this is a home and office furniture that is world class. So you must read the message, and upon reading the message, you must be able to establish the form of language used in the message to grab the audience attention. Right? You must also be in a position to determine what is being advertised, bearing in mind, grade 12, that at times advertisers may advertise a service. And then we serve only the best goes hand in glove with world exceptional, meaning that it is the furniture, they sell furniture of the highest, if not best quality. And then whenever there's an image used, upon analyzing the message of the advert, you must find a relationship between the image used and how does the image correlate with the message. Now, for you to be in a position to do that, you must be in a position to simply describe the image in relation to the claims of the message. Now, when you look into the image, we see a hand, we see a white cloth, we see a serving tray, and on top of that, there is a couch, which correlates with world class, because this is used to serve people in an opulent, affluent restaurant, where a top-notch restaurant where you see a server coming with a white cloth and a silver tray to serve you a good or an exceptional meal. This also shows this gesture here and the image here correlates with the message that says it's a furniture of what? Of world class, right? And then we go down. Right? And then we have other brands that are associated with the landmark. And then what is also important, not only are they selling couch, but you've got a bed, we've got a sitting chair, we've got a chest of drawer. So this shows other products or other forms of furniture that the brand is selling. So once you have done all of that, you then draw all your analysis to narrow it down to say then who can be the possible target market. Remember, the question of a target market is not all about guessing. For you to establish the correct target audience, you are going to deduce the target audience based on the analysis itself. And once you have done all of that, you go to question 3.1. You check mark allocation always. Who is the target audience in this advertisement? Now you go back to the analysis and your notes to say, oh, okay, remember it says we save only the best, and then it says that home and office furniture. So the correct target market here will be people who want to buy home or office furniture. Then you get your 1 mark. And then this is where you make a mistake. Question 3.2, grade 12, when the examiner says refer to a headline, some may answer deducing answers from the message, not from the headline. How does the advertiser attract the reader's attention? State 2 points, but we're only centering your responses on the headline as the question instructs. It says refer to the headline. So sometimes you become overly excited and you just answer to say, mentioning any other techniques that the advertiser has used outside the headline, and then you forfeit marks unnecessarily. So question interpretation is important. It says refer to the headline. How does the advertiser attract the reader's attention? State 2 points. This is a collectible mark type of a question, meaning that you must be able to get 2 out of 2. Only the headline. We go back. So it's always important to go back to revisit the advert again. We save only the best. First and foremost, the words are bolded words, and then there are bigger fonts, and then the use of different fonts, because only there is a different font from we save and the best. So these are the techniques that the advertiser has used to grab the reader's attention. Remember, it says based on the headline. And from our analysis, we have already established that this is the headline. So you can see that once you have analyzed the advert, it becomes easier when you respond to questions. Right? And then we go back. Point number 1, we say bigger fonts. The headline used bigger fonts. Mark, and then a bolded font is another mark, and additional one, it will be different by using different font sizes on the headline. Any of from the 3, you get your 2 marks, right? Right? And then choose the correct plural form of the underlined word. The furniture is available from Landmark Furniture Palace. And then the correct answer, of course, it's C. It's going to be Landmark Palaces, right? Because we are looking for the plural form. And then you must also not be shocked to get a question of language, rather, be it synonym, antonym, homophone, homonyms in an advert and cartoon. Provide a synonym for the underlined word in the following sentence. World-class home and office furniture at never before rates. So remember, synonyms are words that mean the same, but they are written differently. If I don't want to say you are smart, I can say that you are clever. If I don't want to say that this is a neat place, I can say this is a clean place. So synonyms, words that mean the same, but written differently. So we want to find any word that means the same as rates. So we can have quite multiple responses to it. Rates can refer to prices, can also refer to costs, and then it can also refer to fares. Any of these, then you get your mark. 3.5, why did the advertiser include the different logos at the bottom of this advertisement? Now, the response to that, it will be that it shows that the different furniture stores or retail outlets that stock and sell landmarks, home and office furniture. So the different logos there represent different shops that stocks and sell landmark home furniture. And then just to refresh your memory again, grade 12, it's always important. Remember, I said all the details included in an advert are important. These are the logos that the examiner is referring to, right? So it means they also sell landmark furnitures. So it means the answer there, it will be to show the different furniture stores. That's sell, stock and sell home, landmark home and office. Remember, it's not only home, but they say home and office furniture. And then you get your 2 marks. You see why I say it's easy to get 10 out of 10 here. Explain the purpose of the 3 smaller images next to landmark in the advertisement. Now we go back again to check what is that the advertiser is referring to. Next to landmark, we have picture 1, 2, 3, and we have already done this in our analysis, is to show the variety of furniture available or that is sold by landmark. Again, we are able to deduce our answer easily from our analysis. The picture adds the variety of furniture or items manufactured by this furniture company. We can be specific to even say the 3 pictures. Show a variety of furniture manufactured by landmark furniture, right? Then you get your mark. Now the last question, mostly it's a higher order question. Examiners will always ask you to discuss, and you must be able to collect 2 marks. It means you must write a well-rounded response or a fully substantiated answer. Discuss whether the visual of the arm and the couch on a serving tray effectively conveys the message of the advertisement. Whenever the examiner asks you about the relevance of the image used in that particular advert, what you need to do is exactly what I've said in the analysis, is to describe the image by simply describing what you see. Now find the connection between the description of the image to the message. That will be your answer. Now, like we have said, let's revisit again the image. I said there must always be a relationship between the message and the image. It says world class. And when you look into the gestures of a hand with a white cloth serving with a white tray, that's normally used in affluent restaurant to serve, which supports the message of what? World class, meaning that it's a furniture of what? Of good quality, right? So you show the connection between the image by describing the image and by ensuring that your answer is fully substantiated by connecting the constructs from the image to the description of the to the message rather. Now what you need to do, or should I say the mistakes that you make in the last question, you may have the correct answer, but you paraphrase your answer without necessarily unpacking or describing the image. To say, yes, the picture looks exceptional, which supports the message. How do we know that it looks exceptional? The picture shows good service. How do we know that it's a good service? How? So you unpack by explicitly describing the image, and you may coin your answer like this: the cloth proves that this is a waiter who works at an upper class. Right? And then you say the silver adds to this exclusive setting. Right, and then we say the couch on the tray is a modern design. Right, and then we say, and these messages support the message that only the best furnitures are manufactured by. Right, and this support the message that only the best furniture is manufactured by landmark. Right, can you see how rich my response is? By where, but where did I deduce the answer? From the advert itself. Line 1, the cloth draped over the arm proves that this is a waiter who works from an upper class restaurant. This is a description of an image. The silver serving tray adds to this exclusive setting, another description from the image itself. The couch on a tray is a modern design, and this supports the message. Now, after the description, I must see the link, correlation between the description of the image to the message, that only the best furniture is manufactured by landmark. And this is how you fully substantiate your answers. And where did I get the answers? From the advert itself. So please make sure that when the examiner says discuss, you fully discuss, you fully substantiate, but backing everything up with analysis from the advert itself. I hope once more this is a fruitful lesson as we prepare to write our final paper for 2025, paper 1. Thank you. Don't forget to like the video,